Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to do some stretches all in standing position. So if you're somebody who typically sits a lot during the day at a desk working, or you drive quite a bit, or you just feel like doing some stretches from time to time, I'm hoping these will help you feel a little bit looser and a little bit more flexible. So as I say, everything in standing position. Let's begin. Feet side by side. Take one hand up. Take the same side foot behind the other. Now crisscross your feet if you find that you're a little bit unsure of yourself here as we stretch, or place your hand on something. Tilt to the opposite side, sitting your hip out. Feel that stretch over the outside of your hip, down your leg a little bit and up your side. So this is a great stretch over the outer part of your hip joint. And again, modify if you have any issues with the joints or your spine, and just go as far as you feel comfortable. Again, you're holding it for a little while. The longer you hold that stretch, the more flexible you'll feel and the greater you'll feel that stretch is. Let's return. Placing that hand down, other foot behind. Again, crisscross your feet if you need to. Take one hand, take the same side hand up, sit your hip out and ease over. Feeling again that lengthening on the outside of your hip. So here you're going to the side rather than going forward, conscious of your posture, your shoulders, your while your spine is bending to the side, you're not going forward with it, because our target here is your hip, down your leg and up by the side of your rib cage. Again, holding it for a couple of seconds to feel that lengthening. So easing into your stretch as always and easing back out of them. Okay, next stretch, feet side by side. Make a fist of both of your hands, sit them into your lower back. Take your shoulders back and your elbows back and feel that lengthening across your chest in front and towards your shoulders. Again, this is a very good one for posture. So with all we do anymore over some device or other, rounded shoulders tend to happen. So this is a good one, taking your shoulders wide and feeling that stretch across your front and just helping that posture a small little bit. And relax, bringing your hands around in front, two hands in front, grasp one wrist joint, take it across your body. So you're keeping this shoulder wide here rather than turning. Keep it wide. So our target here is the outside of our arm into your shoulder and across your upper back, across that shoulder blade on that side. Again, posture, check it, stand nice and tall, lengthening your spine. Switch arms to the other side, hand in front, grasp your wrist, take it over to the other side, and again, ease into the stretch. If everything feels a little bit tight, then work with that. The more frequently you stretch, obviously, the looser everything will begin to feel. And you'll just feel a little bit more flexible. And relax. Let's do one for your arm. Place your palm forward, gently grasp your fingers, straightening your elbow, draw your fingers back. Again, make any modifications here should you have any issues with your elbow joint or your wrist joint. So our target here is all of the inside of your arm, from your wrist joint to your elbow joint and up towards your shoulder. Let's switch. Palm forward, grasp your wrist, lengthen your elbow joint, and again, feel that stretch on the inside. And again, make any modifications should you have any issues with your joints. And relax. Let's stretch hips. Feet wide of each other, one foot well in front of the other. Turn the back foot out. Take your knee forward and turn forward. So you're rotating your shoulders to go in the direction of your knee joint in front. So our focus here is our hip flexors, those muscles within your hip joint that you would typically stretch down on the floor if you were to do that. Well, this is how you do it in standing position. Turning your foot out, knee forward and turn forward. You will feel that stretch in that back hip joint. Slowly come out of it, switch sides. Other foot is turned out, knee forward and turn forward. Again, shoulders back a little bit rather than taking them forward. So you're kind of creating a curve from your ankle joint to your hip joint and up towards your shoulder. And relax. Let's do a stretch on hamstrings. One foot just in front of the other, keeping your knee straight. bow forward, bending your back knee, take your shoulders forward. Now keep those shoulders wide rather than rounding. Think of your posture again and think of spine lengthening, shoulders wide, but sitting your hip back a little bit on this side. You'll feel that lengthening in your hamstrings, which are between your knee and your hip joint. Now let's stretch calf muscles a little bit in the same position. Take your toes off the floor if you can, and feel that lengthening on the back of your leg, lower leg, between your knee and your ankle joint. Ease into the stretch and slowly return. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So foot is in front, knee straight, bow forward, bending the back knee if you like, sit your hips back, ease shoulders forward, but keeping them wide. Remember, we're not rounding, shoulders wide, and again, sitting your hip back, feel that stretch on your hamstrings between your hip joint and your knee. Now let's incorporate calf. Foot off the floor, toe upwards rather, heel is still down, and you feel that stretch there. And ease into it. Slowly come back. Let's stretch the front of your legs now, holding on to something if you wish. Take a foot up behind, stretching, tilting your hip forward a little bit. Hold on to something here if you need to, but you're taking your hip forward, taking your knee to bent position and your foot behind. We're stretching quad muscles here between your knee joint and your hip joint. Again, posture, take your shoulders back and stand nice and tall. Relax your foot down, switching to the other side. Again, standing nice and tall, foot behind, holding your trousers, the back of your shoe, whatever you can reach, or even just taking your foot up behind stretches the front of your leg anyway. Again, shoulders back, good posture, and relax back down. So there are a couple of stretches that I'm hoping helping you a small little bit. Let's finish with one final one, and the reason I'm keeping this one separate is if anybody has any issues with their bone health or spine health, change this a little bit, and I'll show you the beginning of it and then incorporate more if you wish. Wrap your hands around your shoulders. Now stay here if you have any bone or spine health issues, but if you can, you're rounding your shoulders forward this time, taking your elbows down towards your knees, feeling that lengthening, stretching in the lower part of your back, but we're targeting the center and the upper back as well. Now let's change this a little bit. Rotate your shoulders and look behind one of your shoes and notice the change in the stretch on your lower back. Now coming back into center, rotate to the other side. Again, notice the change in the stretch and how you're targeting the other side of your spine. Then coming back into center, slowly come up from there. Once again, hands down, shoulders back, and adjust your posture. Thanks for joining me. I hope those stretches help you a little bit.